Hello, it's Davey Mooney coming to you from UNT, where I run the jazz guitar program. Benedetto artist, Sunnyside Records artist. Got my 4 Sunnyside records up here. CDs really, I guess. And there's a new one in the works. I swear, I'm really excited about it. Got to get all those logistics together. Making a record, it's no joke, y'all. Mel Bay book, Personalizing Jazz Vocabulary. The new Mel Bay book is imminent, y'all. I just approved some back cover language kind of stuff. It's going to be called Into the Labyrinth, an Anatomy of Position Playing for Jazz Guitar. It gets into the real nitty-gritty of how I learned the neck and the actual real specific shapes that I improvise on to this day. Tried to get really into the labyrinth, so to speak. But today I want to talk to you about the great Hoagy Carmichael tune, Skylark, Johnny Mercer lyrics. Wow, it's a beautiful, beautiful song. And like many other standards, there's various sets of chord changes, and there's a couple different versions I want to talk about. This is another tune that's been recorded by a million people, and I swear each one of these tunes, or many of these tunes, you could spend a whole semester just going through different versions, the different solos, great solos taken on the changes, the arrangements. For instance, Ella Fitzgerald sings the Johnny Mercer Songbook with his Nelson Riddle arrangement that's just so good. It's ridiculous. It's like Nelson Riddle, I think, we talk about him a little bit, but I've been going back through some of those Sinatra records from the 50s, Capitol records. Man, just the quality of the arrangements, they're just so perfect. You've got Hoagy Sings Carmichael. I actually don't know who did the arranging on that record, but that's got, you figure it's the composer singing it. Are those the right changes? I guess. They're significantly different than the Ella Fitzgerald changes. And then really my favorite. I guess my favorite. Very different type of recording of the song. There's a Chris Cheek album, a great tenor saxophone player. I believe he's from St. Louis. Is that where he's from? I don't know if he lives in New York, as far as I know. I don't know him personally, but admired his music for many years. The record called I Wish I Knew, where they do a lot of standards like I Wish I Knew, and they do I'll Be Seeing You, and Stairway to the Stars. Oh man, it's such a great record. It's from the 90s. And a real young, I guess everybody's young on the record, Kurt Rosenwinkel. Man, I love that album. I've done a lot of transcribing off of it. And they do the tune as kind of like I guess it's a samba, sort of a relaxed kind of samba, straight eights, bossa nova. And man, that's a beautiful version. And that has some different changes too. It's almost like simpler in some ways than the Nelson Riddle and even the Hoagy Carmichael. So I think I'm going to go through, it's a little tricky too in terms of how am I going to talk about this song, because Ella Fitzgerald and Hoagy Carmichael are both in A flat, but my favorite version is in E flat. So maybe I'll try to bounce back. I'll start with the Chris Cheek changes, because that's just such a great record, and one that I think is, I think those who know about it, but sometimes my students aren't familiar with it, and it's a great example too. I can get some guitar comping, I can get that record, and also So Near So Far, Joe Henderson record with Schofield. You get the saxophone with guitar instead of piano, saxophone, bass, and drums, and guitar, so you can teach or show students how to comp well as a guitarist. But anyway, that version, they start E flat, they go, and this tune goes kind of right up the diatonic 7 chords in the key of E flat. Yeah, so E flat, Skylark, F minor, G minor, A flat, they go back to E flat major, then A7, A flat major, G minor, C minor, maybe C sharp 9, but the melody's on that E flat, so it's almost kind of nice to have a C minor there. Then they go to F minor again, G minor or E flat over G, A flat, B flat 7, and oh in the mist, E flat, C minor, someone's waiting to be kissed, F minor, B flat. So that A section is very diatonic, right? Especially the way they play it on the Chris Cheek record. You got E flat, F minor, A flat major, E flat major, A7, A flat major, G minor, C minor or C7, F minor, 7. A lot of people play F7, F dominant there. Remember some of the cheat sheets I look at have F dominant, but they make it F minor. Chris Cheek record, A flat. And then the second heading, 1, 5, 1. And some people, the melody there is funny too, because I think Hoagy Carmichael sings, I mean in his key. But I see some versions where it's like, so who knows, close enough. So that's the A section. Like the A section's pretty chill, and I'll go through all the Chris Cheek ones, and maybe I'll talk about some of the variations that you get, especially on the Nelson Riddle. And then the bridge, after you've done that 1, 5, 1 to E flat, there's a 2, 5 to the relative minor to C minor. Then you get no B flat, B7, B flat minor, A7, A flat major, and then they go A minor 7 flat 5, D7. G minor 7 flat 5, C7. A lot of chords on this part. F minor, D flat 7, and a 2 5 to A flat. And here's the stroke of genius: G major, E minor, A minor, D7, G major, B flat 7, E flat. So yeah, that bridge is the tricky part, or the one tricky. I don't know if that's the sense. Sometimes it's tricky to improvise over that real diatonic harmony. You really have to play melodically. But yeah, that bridge, I'll show you one more time. So you get C minor, this is in time, B7, B flat minor, E7 or E flat 7, A flat major, A minor 7 flat 5, D7, G minor 7, C7, F minor, D flat 7, 2 5 back to A flat, G major, E minor, A minor, D7, G major, B flat, E flat. And the last A, same thing. If you see him anywhere, won't you take me there? And that last part, I think sometimes they go. Like D flat 6, I think they do it at the end of the song, D major, E flat, but another way would be like B flat 7 altered. Right, so if you see anywhere, won't you lead me there? Bonk. So that's the E flat, and that's the Chris Cheek, Rosenwinkel, Chris Higgins on bass, Jorge Rossi, great record. So then the Ella one, I was trying to figure like where did they get those chords from? I guess obviously they could have just made them up, but then I was listening to the Ella Fitzgerald version, and it really has a similar thing in a certain sense, not the same chords, but the A sections are very kind of diatonic, and you get that almost, I don't know, I keep thinking of words like sort of pastel or really kind of relaxed. You don't have as many dominants, so the harmony just kind of floats. Yeah, so they go, it's swing though, so it's not a straight eighths thing, but she goes, see if I have a cheat sheet here so I can remember all these chord changes. But so she goes up Skylark, C minor, have you D flat, A flat over E flat. It's kind of like, or E flat 6, then F minor, D flat, C minor, D flat, C minor, then B flat 7, finally a dominant, E flat 7, A flat, F minor, B flat 7, E flat, right? So that's very different. They start going up the scale, C minor, then they keep going like A flat over E flat, F minor, D flat, C minor, D flat, C minor, B flat 7, E flat 7, A flat, and that same 1 5, a blossom covered lane, and then right to the relative minor. They don't do a 2 5. F minor, E 7, E flat minor, A flat 7, D flat. They go right to G7. They don't do a 2 5. They just do 5. C minor 7 flat 5, F7. B flat minor, G flat 7. I feel like like it kind of goes G flat 6, A flat 7, D flat. And then they put instead of going right down to C major, they put it all over a G. As a gypsy serenading the moon. B flat minor, E flat 7, A flat. So, yeah, kind of very different because Hoagy Carmichael goes, what does he do? He goes, Skylark, Skylark, same key. C minor, D flat, C minor, F minor, E flat minor, A flat 7, D flat. Na, na, na. Where was I? Na, 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 na. And he goes to that B flat 7 there. And sometimes they do a little chromatic side slipping thing. So yeah, sorry. I get confused. There's a lot of chord changes, right? You try to keep the variations straight. And then, of course, you got to teach somebody what are the right chords to Skylark. And it's like, you can see why fake books have their place, you know? So Hoagy Carmichael, one more time if I get it right. I'd say A flat, Skylark, B flat minor, C minor, D flat major, C minor, F minor, E flat minor, A flat 7, D flat, and a C minor, B7, B flat 7, there's the dominant. And then he goes B flat 7, B minor, E7, B flat minor, E flat 7, A flat. And someone's waiting to be kissed, right? And then the bridge, you get the F minor again, F minor, B flat 7, E flat minor, haven't you, A flat 7, D flat. And I think he stays on, does he stay on D flat there? Or no, he goes D flat, B flat minor, and they walk down to G flat major, F7, B flat minor. And the wisp, crazy as a loon. And then he goes right to the C. And as a gypsy serenading the moon. Oh, they do a little, went to the wrong key. A flat. Yeah, so, what do you do? So I tell my students, you know what, and the changes I'll demonstrate improvising on this tune. I like the Chris Cheek changes a lot, so I'll kind of play those, but sometimes where I'll maybe give a little nod to Hoagy Carmichael is I'll go, E flat, F minor, F minor, A flat major, E flat major, A7, A flat major, 2, 5. I'll play like an F dominant here, then F minor, B flat, instead of doing the thing where they go up the scale diatonically again, because I feel like I want to throw in a dominant in there just to give it some of that, I don't know what, like blues flavor, a little southern fried, it's Johnny Mercer. I guess Hoagy Carmichael was from Indiana, but he's got those tunes that have like the song New Orleans, Up a Lazy River, right? I feel like there's some kind of southern fried something in there, so I want to put that F7 in there. And then I play the rest of it pretty much like with the Chris Cheek changes. And yeah, it's just... trouble with the A section, I just gotta sort of focus on playing melodically in E flat. Catch the A7, A flat major. Put that F7 in there. Then the bridge. Changes, And that's a good place, sort of piggybacking on what my new book, which is not out yet, so y'all don't know what I'm talking about necessarily. But one of the main focuses on that book is, being able to, when you have a tune that jumps around and modulates like crazy, like the bridge of Skylark, you want to be able to find parts of the neck where you can play all the chords. You don't have to do that every time when you're actually improvising, but you want to know where everything is. So I show my students, like, for instance, one particular part where you have that faint as a will-o'-the-wisp, crazy as a... I don't know what key I'm singing anymore. You know the part where it's F minor, sort of second half of the bridge, D flat 7, then B flat minor, E flat 7, A flat, G, minor, right? That jumps around a lot. So I think, like, okay, here's my F minor. When I want it to be D flat 7, here's my D flat 7 chord. I could make it like Lydian dominant, if I want. A flat melodic minor is right there. Then B flat minor, E flat 7, A flat, right? I can alter the E flat if I want. I have augmented right here. I've got the tritone sub. Then, G is actually right there, so that's not that hard to get to. Right, so when I resolve to G, I want to know where B flat 7 is too, right? So here's B flat 7. Takes me back to E flat. So I just want to make sure, just like on, Coltrane change, anything where the key centers move around like that, I want to be able to do that in every part of the neck. Right, and I can go through. For me, it's as I talk about in the book forthcoming, that I learned the caged positions and I linked them with ascending arpeggio shapes. I have my own little hybrid system, but so I kind of have 5 basic areas of the neck. But however you do it, you just don't want to be caught in an area of the neck where you don't know the chord that's coming and then have to jump. So anyway, I'm going to play some choruses. I'm going to play 2 choruses on this tune, and I was trying to program the backing track to give me something similar to the that groove on the Chris Cheek album. I ended up with something kind of interesting, something more sort of ECM than Brazilian. It's not really a samba, but it's a straight 8s groove, and I just went with it and tried to, play my stuff. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Skylark, y'all. Great tune.